really exceeded expectations this year, Vere United. As we see the starting lineup, Kadeem Davis, he's in goal. Kenroy Lumsden, Ricardo Messam, Ricardo Campbell, Trevon Salmon, Ricardo Dennis, Lamar Neal, Javier Brown, Alton Lewis, Gregory Cousins, and Ramon Plummer.
And they'll be playing a 4-3-3 formation. Gregory Cousins, the man who will be looking to get the ball in the back of the net for Vere United. And as I said, add to these 8 goals so far.
Here's the starting lineup for Arnett Gardens. Shaquan Davis, he's in goal. Earl Simpson, Ezran Simpson, Shane Roberts, Anil Anderson, Donovan Segree, Marlon Martin, Romeo Guthrie, the captain, Steve Clark, Rashad Kelson, and Hardley Barnes. Welcome back to the Captain Horsburgh Centre of Excellence. This is the final match and game of match day 7 here in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digital. Vere United, who is in 2nd position, going up against Arnett Gardens, who are in 10th.
At the same time, a lot of success under Jerome Waite.
Of course, the last title that Arnett Gardens did win was under Jerome Waite.
That would have been back in 2017. As I said, transition is never easy for players or coaches. So we've seen teams at all different levels in many countries where the move of a coach has resulted in a change of fortunes.
Certainly.
You can think of a few teams who wear red as well that have suffered that same fate.
I know that you'll be happy for the change in coaches as a Reds fan. Donovan Duke is certainly no stranger to taking these teams that are not seen as danger teams and carry them to the top. We did see him do it with Humber Lion when nobody expected Mount Pleasant to be that far, that quick. He did do that as well with them, carrying them into the Premier League. But Alex Thomas will need to change the fortune of the Junglists. They will want to get those 3 points this match.
Big move for Alex as well, coach of Wolmer's boys. Even that for him was a pretty rough transition as well. A lot expected of Wolmer's, a lot expected of Arnett Gardens. He is here as well. Former national representative Alex Thomas.
His brother, no stranger to coaching as well, did coach Portmore United when they did win the title back in 2019. Shavar Thomas. So
it does take a time, well, for a lot of coaches it does take a while to start to see results after making that transition. Maybe Duki an anomaly to that in terms of being able to get results in quick time.
Ball sent inside the 18-yard box. Collected by Davis.
And I'm sure Vere United will be looking at themselves as favourites in this game, especially considering Cephas, who has been the highlight for Arnett Gardens so far this season, is out injured with his ankle, which is very unfortunate for the team in red.
Of course, they want to take advantage of that, but Vere United have done well attacking this season, but defensively they've been excellent as well. We know Donovan Duckett to be that defensive coach, so maybe he did mention to a famous coach. Maybe Jose Mourinho is another famous coach. He basically mirrors his strategy off of, but it has been very well for him. Just 2 points behind defending champions Portmore United, and a win here would see them catapult into 1st place, just a point above them.
It'll be interesting to see how that late change of the captain Ricardo Campbell coming back in. Just wonder about his fitness, his match fitness, Ricardo Campbell. But he did say he would have been able to play this game, and he was inserted, of course, the team captain, so retains the band. Do you remember when he was subbed out 2 weeks ago in a match against Harbourview, just after half time?
Ball sent inside the 18-yard box and dealt with by Campbell. Exactly. Still an opportunity, but not a good pass, and Guthrie was not happy with that decision.
Again, as we mentioned, in and around the 18-yard box, Arnett Gardens was very unsure of what to do, the next move to make. And that's a prime example right there.
Exactly.
Almost as if they get frantic once they get to that area, which is a problem many players face. So if you're not a natural in that area.
That might So that might be a confidence problem as it pertains to attacking. There was a call for a handled ball. Interception by Roberts.
There's 3 goals this season for Arnett Gardens, and they've conceded 7 goals.
So certainly they'll be looking to fix those defensive errors and those attacking errors. So both extreme ends of the field for Arnett Gardens have been somewhat of a struggle. Sends that ball forward, but Ezra Simpson collects, and now it's with Roberts. Looking for a pass. Roberts decides to go back to Simpson. Sends it across to find the player to watch, Earl Simpson. Earl Simpson doing some defensive work. So still no clear-cut favorite so far. So just a few minutes gone. See the chase given by Plummer, and he does get the better of that battle. As with Ezra Simpson, referee Arnett Hamilton says no foul committed on Plummer. Roberts just trying to calm things down. Got 3. Over to Earl Simpson.
Assistant coach Lamar Brown did talk about the fact that they're not looking to any one player, but they're more looking to execute team goals. And I think that's also a result of him, as I said, with Cephas being out and so on, and obviously they have struggled up front. So as he said, that it's cohesion that's going to get the results and not any one individual moment. Well, let's see.
Let's see. We see Hardy Barnes. Ball sent inside by Anderson. Dealt with routinely. And that shot by Earl Simpson wouldn't have troubled Kadeem Davis.
Of course, no relation in terms of pedigree between these two teams. You're talking about Arnett Gardens that have won 5 times in terms of the Premier League. Vere United, none to their roster or to their cabinet. Of course, this is a club formerly named Jamaica FC. They played in the Premier League in 2016 and were relegated after their first season. Finished last actually that year and were relegated. So it just even strengthens the point as to what Duki has done so far with this team. Yes, the season isn't over, but in terms of how it's been progressing, it's really been remarkable what he's been able to achieve.
Steve Clark now for Arnett Gardens.
With what's been put in front of him.
Kelson back to Guthrie. No, it's Guthrie to Roberts. Kelson. Of course, he, I believe, would be the replacement for Ronaldo Cephas. Let's see if he can create some opportunities for Arnett Gardens, because they would need that type of energy from Kelson. There must have been something in training that the coaching staff would see, that Alex Thomas would have seen, that warranted Rashai Kelson to start. Back to Simpson. Simpson to Simpson. Decides to go back to Davis. Guthrie being hounded by Plummer. Earl Simpson to Steve Clark. Passing forward to Hardly Barnes, and his first touch was not the best.
Well,
Just turned Kadeem Davis. Get himself some breathing space, and it worked.
confident move if it comes off.
If it didn't, it would be a tragedy, I would assume. Just done nicely by Roberts. Got to just lose his possession. And this is not a bad ball to Ricardo Dennis. Dennis, the player to watch. Still Dennis. Not the best decision in the end, of course. Dennis has 1 goal and 1 assist.
Yeah, not the greatest strike by Ricardo Dennis. Has been around quite a while, in his 6th season now. Dennis has scored 10 goals in the Premier League in his career, and he's played 70 matches so far, so a lot of experience behind him. 6 seasons and just 24 years of age, so a lot of matches for his age in the Premier League. There he is. Would like to improve on the strike that we saw a few minutes ago, though.
Definitely. Can create and can attack. He has scored 1 from a similar position, of course, against Harborview, the Stars of the East. So no stranger to striking, but also no stranger to creating opportunities for Vere. Has an assist as well. So may not have the amount in terms of goals and assists, but has shown some versatility. Ricardo Dennis. Shot up goal by Guthrie. Sliding effort.
Of course, Arnett Garden's only victory of the season came against bottom of the table Humble Lions, 2-1 in that game. It was a battle at the bottom of the table. And same Ronaldo Cephas, who is not playing today, was a game winner in the 75th minute. Of course, Cunningham was the other goal scorer.
He's on the bench.
Right, so neither goal scorer on the field. Young Janoy Cunningham.
But Donovan Duque, of course, would want to get 3 points after suffering that 2-1 loss against Dunby Holding. Of course, he was not happy with the preparations at all for that game. Did go into the lead in that game, and Dunby Holding was down to 10 men, but somehow Dunby Holding came up with 3 points. Alex Thomas also would want to get 3 points. So both of them believe, I would assume, that this is a must-win game for the 2 of them.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate lead-up, as Duque said, in that loss, in terms of the hours of preparation. Had to wake up late in the night, early in the morning to get things done, and certainly Dunby Holding played a better game. I thought was deserving of the 3 points. Scored a really good goal in that game as well, which we spoke about earlier.
So of course, the man that scored for Vere United, he's starting, so we don't have to worry about that. So maybe there's some better options for Vere. Here's Steve Clark.
The team start to this game so far. Scrappy.
Very. Corner for Arnett Gardens. Ball swung inside the 18-yard box. And they receive Vere Brown, the goal scorer for Vere United in that 2-1 loss against the Dumby Holding. Very good strike from him. Looking to strike one again. Here's Guthrie. Ball sent across to try and find Roberts. Wanted to send that one inside the 18-yard box. Instead it goes behind for a goal kick. So Guthrie has been made to work very hard in the middle of the park, captain for Arnett, but not really as successful as he would have want to be. But Guthrie, very experienced player. Captain for Arnett.
Again, more scrappy play and a foul on the play. Can't say any of the teams have been fluent so far. That's Donovan Segree who's come into this game. Accidental.
Here's Arnett Gardens.
That was quite ridiculous. Poor play by Guthrie on that occasion. I mean, got the ball in so much space, did a 360, and then, I mean, almost welcomed two players into his zone to tackle him. But as he picked that up, he would have spread it quickly so as to expose the back line of Arnett Gardens. But again, that's been the nature of the play so far. A lot of inaccurate passing by both teams.
Both teams just need to settle their bearings a bit, because he wouldn't want to lose the plot, because both teams would want an opportunity to put the ball into the back of the net, and I'm sure both teams wouldn't want to present that opportunity any at all. Neil receives it. Ball sent forward. Salman was taken off the ball by Clark. Does chase. Ball sent inside the 18-yard box. And that seems to be a shot at goal. But it was collected by Kadeem Davis. And Ricardo Dennis couldn't collect. Roberts over to Earl Simpson, who then finds Neil Anderson. Guthrie. Messam just hounding those two players, Anderson and Guthrie. Messam, who was a star baller of the week for a match day. Hardy Barnes now goes forward for Arnett. There's a couple of players there from Vere, and they just nipped him off the ball. Brown over to find Ricardo Messam. Ball sent inside the 18-yard box. That's not a bad ball for Cousins. But two players were right there with him. Simpson looking for a pass and just finds the man Neal of Vere United. Skips by one, decides to take a shot at goal. And Shaquan Davis collects. Anderson. Ball sent over to find Roberts. Does well to keep that in. Does really well to send that for Guthrie, but loses possession, and I'm sure that he has gotten multiple warnings. Will get a caution now. Romeo Guthrie, the captain for Arnett Gardens. There's a hand to the face of Alton Lewis. See the play here again. And left hand to the face. He apologizes, but referee Arnett Hamilton. It's actually Kelson that gets the yellow card. Oh, Plummer did well to get by Ezra Simpson, and he receives a yellow card now. So Arnett Hamilton not playing around in this game, especially for the opening 21 minutes or so. We see the challenge again. Plummer did well to get by Ezra Simpson. And Arnett Hamilton felt it was an offence that should be cautioned. So it will be a free kick for Vere United. So you see the spray brought out by referee Hamilton. Opportunity for Vere United. Ball sent inside the 18-yard box, and in a goal! That's the first goal of the contest! Ricardo Dennis, the star baller to watch, really has given us something to watch. And Ricardo Dennis with his second goal of the season, and Vere United lead Arnett by a goal to nil.
No surprise there, as we said. Vere will be coming in this game expecting to be the front runners, and where was the marking there? No organisation in the defence of Arnett Gardens, and an easy header for Ricardo Dennis, who doubles his tally for the season, adds the 9th, is it? Yeah, 9th for Vere. And the woes continue for Arnett Gardens, who haven't kept a clean sheet all season. This their 6th match, and they can't keep one in this one either. Really been a struggle so far for Arnett Gardens. So they have problems at both ends of the field, Chris, because they're struggling with goals, only 3. They have only scored in 2 games out of the 6 they have played so far, and they're yet to keep a clean sheet. So
Anderson now for Arnett Gardens, taking off the ball. Now it's with Neal. Neal to Messam. Messam has space. Saw the run of Cousins, decided to go a shorter route, but fell to the boot of Davis. Earl Simpson. Over for Clark. Decides to go back to the goalkeeper, Shaquan Davis. Simpson has had a lot of work to do so far in this game. Goal has been converted. That's Arnett's 8th goal they've conceded this season. They've conceded the same amount as Dumbe Holding, which is the 2nd worst defensive record in the league.
That was a bit of a ridiculous shot there from Romeo Guthrie. I think he knows it, the captain. I'm not sure why he would think that he'll be able to penetrate the goal of Vere United from that distance. That might have been 40-45 yards out there. And ended up on the turf. as I say, not really full of ideas on it, Gardens, and no natural goal scorers. And that's part of the problem for them.
It's been the problem.
Their only victory, though, of the season against Humberline, they did come from behind to garner that 2-1 win. So it's not that they have not experienced a come-behind victory so far this season. So let's see. And I guess they'll be holding on to that and saying, look, we've done it before. Let us put together a good performance in the rest of this 66 minutes or so.
Kelson, after the advantage played by referee Arnett Hamilton, twists and turns, finds no one but a Vere United player. But they regain possession. Here's Roberts. He's hounded off the ball by Plummer. Plummer races down the left for Vere United. It's just 2 against 4 basically. It's 2 against 3 now. Plummer is being challenged by Ezran Simpson. And Ezran Simpson wins that battle. Wanted to take on Ezran Simpson. Steve Clark. Donovan Sigree, as we see the position percentage stats. 62% for Arnett Gardens and 38% for Vere United. But I'm sure that Donovan Ducky would say that the position percentage does not matter. What it matters is the scoreline and how you defend the scoreline. And so far, Vere United have done so pretty efficiently.
Well, it's also what you do with the possession. So yeah, only 32%, but what have they done with it? When the opportunity has come, they've taken it. 38%, sorry.
What they've done with it is that
they have put a goal in the back of the net, the ball in the back of the net, exactly.
And there's the man that did score, Ricardo Dennis.
11 goals in his Premier League career, Ricardo Dennis, 2 for the season. And he's played some 70 matches in JPL, so certainly a season campaign. At only the age of 24, I was about to say 44, 24.
You're giving him so many years. I would.
By 44, he would have had his full career to look back at. Hopefully, it would have grown in stature.
Here is Messam now for Vere. Gets by one Arnett player. Neil, however, collects. Brown just not ready for that pass. Lewis, ball sent up for Ramon Plummer. Now it's Plummer. And Cousins did foul Ezran Simpson, referee Arnett Hamilton said, and it will be a free kick for Arnett. So he's had quite an active afternoon, Ezran Simpson, so far. So 4 fouls committed by Vere, 3 for Arnett. So Donovan Ducky just instructing his team just to calm things down. Lily, you would want to rush things, open yourself up and concede. And Ducky talking to the man before Ricardo Dennis that scored the last goal for Vere United, Javier Brown. That free kick against Dumbe Holding. So take a look at the goal again. Nobody marking Ricardo Dennis, as you said, and big defensive error by Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, poor defensive work, and as I said, that's why you need a leader within the defense line. As you can see, Vere now top of the table with 14 points. If this result remains the same, just the 1 loss of the season against Dumper Holding in the previous round, and we were really anxious to see how that might have tilted the confidence of Vere United, but they've still look very organized, know what they are about. Yes, minimal possession, but they've been well. They don't have the possession, they don't have the ball mostly, but look at how organized they are. Tracking, you can even see how they are signaling to each other to get into position. And that's a big deal to do with coaching. You know?
Of course, and I mean, based on what has been happening in terms of in front of goal, Arnett surely, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but somehow has made it somewhat easier for them to come back into shape. Because once they go down that line and send that ball inside, as they take a look at another.
Yeah, not a lot of creativity for Arnett Gardens. Yes, they do have the ball and they're passing it side to side, but in terms of they haven't looked dangerous at all throughout.
They would want to change that fortune.
A lot of horizontal, lateral passing.
Right.
And even when they do get it in wide positions and so on, the movement is slow.
Very. Roberts. Simpson chips that ball forward to find Anderson, chests it down, leaves it for Donovan Segree. Segree wanted to find Hardley Barnes but couldn't. Well, Simpson regains possession though.
It's good to see Segree wanting to inject some pace into the game. I think that's what's necessary, but his teammates just not on the same wavelength. And that's one of the things that Cephas added to this lineup. Cephas was willing to run at defenders. Certainly that change of pace was there, that acceleration. Dangerous shot on him as well. So that's what's missing. And right now, even though they have possession, Arnett, the pace is pedestrian.
Dennis couldn't get to Cousins. Then leaves that for Davis. Segree for Arnett. Ball sent inside. Saw that Davis was off his line. Wanted to go for the spectacular, but wide of the target.
Of course, that was Kadeem Davis. Both goalkeepers with the surname of Davis. Shakwana and Kadeem.
Of course, Chris. Arnett would need to spark something here. Brown. Plummer. Options decided to switch the direction of play. Messam slips. Clark collects for Arnett. Now is with the captain Guthrie. Guthrie over to Segree. Segree now to Barnes. This is an opportunity for Arnett Gardens. An opportunity. Shot at goal collected by Kadeem Davis. I believe that's their first real opportunity of the game, Arnett Gardens. And it's on target. And that shot here by Kelson, right into the gloves of goalkeeper Kadeem Davis. Goalkeeper Davis has really followed Ducky everywhere he's gone. Been to Waterhouse, he's been at Mount Pleasant.
He's not the only one. Goal scorer Ricardo Dennis has done the same thing. He played for Humberline and Mount Pleasant as well. 2-goal man this season, Ricardo Dennis. And obviously, the chemistry between Donovan Duque and some of these players has caused that. The players want to stick with a coach who understands them, their style of play, knows what they want. There is Ricardo Dennis in the picture now. As I said, he's certainly done the trail with Coach Duque.
Well, it has been successful so far this season for Duque. Not a surprise, to be fair. He's known to do this. I don't want to go that far, but maybe the Sam Allardyce of the Jamaica Premier League, known to see those teams in a slump but brought them back out. Donovan Duque has worked so far, and as he said, as it stands, Vere United would go into first place. Had some good victories in the Jamaica Premier League. Foul committed by Earl Simpson. Free kick for Vere United. Dean Davis down on the field. And I do have a lot of work to do. Don't want to compound any problems for their team, but Donovan Duque would want to continue to increase the score line, and his team has done well in terms of organization, their formation, able to get back into their shape pretty quickly. They do have some defenders that really are quick in terms of getting back into their defensive shape, and it has worked in their favor. Alton Lewis. Ball sent across to, I presume he wanted to find a Vere United player, maybe Cousins or Dennis, but again, maybe just a shot on target. Now it's with Earl Simpson of Arnett, over to find O'Neill Anderson. Clark, back to Anderson. Martin. Arnett just trying to move things around. Guthrie, not the best first touch, and he's just taken off the ball easily by Plummer. Plummer turns by Guthrie, finds Lewis. Lewis turns, finds Dennis, but Dennis, that one-touch pass fell to the boot of Roberts. Roberts looking for options, finds Barnes, and again the first touch of these Arnett forwards really have been causing them so much struggles in terms of challenging this Vere United defense. Neil, some space, finds Messam. Messam wanted to send that one in for Dennis, but they do have possession again, Vere United, and just like that they lose it. Guthrie, the captain for Arnett, surges forward, chips that ball over to find Donovan Segre, takes it out of the path of Brown. Roberts And even though Chris, you see Arnett getting a lot of time on the ball, Vere are not losing their shape, which makes it so difficult for Arnett to attack.
And that's how they play. That's the coaching style of Donovan Duki. Quite defensive in their nature. They soak up pressure well and then look to score on the counter, which is what they have done. They've, as I said, conceded 62% of the possession and then look to go on the counter. And as I said, yes, they only have 32 or 38%, but what do they do with it? They've got themselves a goal. So it will be even more difficult now for Arnett Gardens, because now they have the points, as you would say, in the bag, and they can sit back, soak up the pressure, can remain organized, and they're good with that. They're certainly not greedy. They have kept 3 clean sheets so far this season, albeit it was the first 3 games of the season. The next 3 they have conceded in each of those games. There was a 3-2 victory over Harbourview. There was a 3-1 victory which they had as well, and then the 2-1 loss to Dumble Holden. So they have conceded 5 goals in their last 3 games. Vere.
Ball sent inside the 18-yard box and really wanted to connect with Cousins. The defense for Arnett was there. Barnes for Arnett. Back to find Roberts. Martin over to Anderson. Anderson chips that ball forward to find Steve Clark. Clark with options. Finds Sigri. Anderson. Very good block. Now they can come away with it, but carelessly loses possession and a shot, a goal! Oh, that was close. Kadeem Davis stretched out for that one.
I think he's injured himself as well.
He has.
Just wonder about that right shoulder. Almost looked like he hyperextended it. Let's see. That shot might just have been going wide. Maybe might have hit the upright. Let's see here. It was touch and go. I think it might have hit the upright or the outside of the post, but not taking any chances, and rightfully so, Kadeem Davis. But that shoulder, I've been someone who has suffered a dislocated shoulder myself. It doesn't look good for the Vere United number 30.
Donovan Duke is certainly happy that didn't go in. Alex Thomas would have wanted that to find the back of the net. To maybe go into halftime leveled.
Based on how Arnett Gardens is playing, it would have to be something like that out of the blue that would score, because in terms of how they're building their play, it's much too slow. It's too easy for Vere United in terms of keeping themselves organized at the back. The communication is good. The leadership is excellent by Ricardo Campbell. And the fact is, we wondered about Ricardo Campbell's fitness. You know, didn't look in the best physical fitness, but then Arnett Gardens, how they're playing, they're not really exposing him. He's able to just sit in that pocket and do his job. They're not moving the ball quickly. They're not running the lines with the diagonal passes. And that is something that will have to change in the second half if Alex Thomas and his team plan to penetrate this Vere United defense.
Of course, they have to make sure that they pressure that defensive line for Vere United.
Davis is still down, and if the shoulder has come out or nearly come out, it will be very difficult for him to continue in the game, because as you know, the goalkeeper will need his full wingspan, so that will be an issue. So if there's any indication that it might be dislocated or slightly dislocated, he will have to come off. And that will be his replacement. Yep. Right. And there the gloves are.
Michael Panton. And it is the right shoulder that's
yeah, things
dislocated.
Are not not dislocated because, or is it? Oh wow, yes.
Yeah.
They're trying to snap it back in, and that's not as easy as it looks.
Oh, it's not. Just trying to put that one in place.
Oh yeah, no, that's not going to be so easy, and I would suggest a substitution and to get proper medical attention there. And the thing with the dislocation, it all depends on how it was dislocated. Which area? Did it break the bone? Did it come through the capsule? And I can tell you, I was at this same venue when I dislocated mine. Here is the shot that caused it. And you can almost see his arm was behind him, so he almost overextended. Here it is. The ball is almost behind him, yes, and then he landed awkwardly as well. Yes, Chris, it was this same venue in 2002 when I dislocated mine, or 2005. And I thought the same thing, that I could just get up and somebody would slip it back in and I'd be able to continue, but it didn't work that way. I guess for him, it might be a repeat injury. And
Right.
so it's obviously, and you could see, I guess, based on his reaction, that it was obviously not the first time it was happening, because he was actually instructing them as to what to do. So
The fourth official indicating 5 minutes additional. He's still in goal. Ball sent inside the 18-yard box and was not dealt with entirely, but headed out finally. Arnett still has possession. They lose it. Now it's with Javier Brown, who sends it over to Plummer. Plummer forward, wanting to find Cousins, but Roberts will collect. It's a handled ball by Kelson. Free kick for Vere. So you would think, based on what has been happening, maybe that Vere would go into this halftime as 1-0 leaders, you presume.
and this is the perfect kind of game for Coach Duque. This is exactly how he operates. As you said, soaks up pressure. His teams are well organized, plays on the counter, gets that one goal, and then locks shop.
Neil, over to Mesa.
Not to say that if a second opportunity comes, they won't take it, but they're definitely not going to overextend themselves by any stretch of the imagination.
We saw that in the previous game between Cavalier.
Which is where Waterhouse fell short
Yeah, they
initially.
did. That's why they conceded 2 goals, but that's not going to happen here, I presume, with Vere. That defensive shape, I believe, is rock solid for most of the season, and that's the reason why they've conceded only 3 goals this season. Five goals. And now an opportunity, sliding challenge there by Ezran Simpson, and he's not happy with his teammates at all. He has been made to work a lot in this first half, and it shows.
Former Clarendon College player Ezran Simpson, showing why he was a player to watch, trying to keep things stable for Arnett Gardens at the back. It's been easier said than done, though.
Shaquan would have to be ready. That was not a good corner at all, but they do still have possession. And another corner, so they can make amends for the one
That one
previously
a
done.
little too deep. Well, that sock is more like a sleeve.
So, of course, maybe that's what they do as we see the corner count coming up. 2 corners for Vere, 3 for Arnett. And again, Neil to take this one for Vere. Again, not a good corner. So maybe they would have to want to change personnel for that one. Here's Neil now for Vere. Caught by Barnes, and he ends up fouling Roberts. Free kick for Arnett, so job done there to regain possession, Arnett. Martin. Sigri. Got 3.
I think about Arnett Gardens at their height, and there was quite a synchronization with the success of Charlie Smith and the success of Arnett Gardens as well. And for example, Ronaldo Cephas is one of those who would have, of course, for those who don't know, Charlie Smith High School is right across the road from Arnett Gardens Football Club.
Ramon Plummer, shot at goal, at the target.
Another decent player for the Vere United and Coach Ducky team, Plummer. Got a blow above the eye as well.
And that signals the end of the first half. That Hamilton concludes 45 minutes. That header on by Ricardo Dennis, the player to watch, has been the difference maker so far. The first half has gone, and Arnett Gardens trail Vere United by a goal to 0.
And here we go for the second half. Referee Odette Hamilton, and off we go. Vere United in the white and green, Arnett Gardens in the red and black. Ball played up front, broken up easily. It's been somewhat of a scrappy game thus far. Arnett Gardens have dominated in terms of possession, over 60%, but they haven't done much with it. And as usual, Vere United very good at soaking up pressure, as we see an whistle on the play. Messam down, holding his right ankle. Has scored a brace so far this season, Messam. There was that when in the Vere United number 9, Ricardo Messam. There we go again. Well, as we mentioned, Arnett Gardens have won the Premier League 5 times, last in 2017. Here they come forward. That strike from about 35 yards out, no problems for Kadeem Davis. And Messam is down again. Odette Hamilton stops the play. Still feeling that right ankle. Wondering if he might have to get some attention. He's up again. Some concern from Donovan Duque. He's only been at the club for 2 months now, and has certainly made a big difference. Do you remember that Vere United, formerly called Jamaica FC, was promoted to the Premier League in 2016, well, 2015-16 season, and were relegated after the 2016 and 17 season. They actually came last in the Premier League and were relegated. Now back, and the results seem quite a bit different so far. And certainly Messam certainly favouring that ankle. Didn't want to put down his foot to control the ball a while ago. Can Arnett Gardens find some potency up front? Only 3 goals so far this season, and this their 6th match. Out to Clark. Another player goes down. Hand to the face. It's Neil. Lamar Neil. Here it is. Just the outstretched hand there by Donovan Segree. Trying to protect himself. Seems to be okay. So they're leading by a goal to nil. Goal coming in the 22nd minute from Ricardo Dennis, resulting from a corner. And it was a good header by Vere's number 17. Another whistle on the play. I said the game has been quite scrappy so far. And Arnett Gardens, even though they have enjoyed quite a bit of the possession, just not moving the ball quick enough. No creativity once they get in and around the final third. And they haven't even looked likely to score apart from that long-ranged effort in which this man injured his right shoulder. It was a good save nonetheless. And he's down again. Don't think it's the right shoulder this time, because he seems okay there, even resting on it. Change of footwear. Kadeem Davis, one of those players who have followed Donovan Duque around the island as well. He's played with Humble Lion. He's also played at Mount Pleasant. So a few of these players in the squad have done that as well. They've obviously liked the relationship between themselves and Duque. He's understood them as players, and they like his coaching style, and he has also liked how they play in his system. And Kadeem Davis is one of them. They've enjoyed 3 clean sheets so far this season. There is Coach Duque, and this is a goal that gave him the lead. As you can see, poor marking by Arnett Gardens, and a real clinical header by Ricardo Dennis. 2nd of the season for him, and that was after 22 minutes. There he is, Donovan Duque. As I said, many feel this season he's been, well, the side has been punching ahead of their weight class. No star players in their lineup, but it just shows what organization and discipline can do, and what good coaching can as well. Obviously, the technical formation of his side has certainly presented him with, as I said, 3 clean sheets and the ability to get results. Ezran Simpson will take this, player to watch today. It's actually this man here, Earl Simpson, was a player to watch actually. Ezran wears the number 4. Here is Ezran. Forward pass again, back to Simpson. Being hounded by Cousins, and Plummer feeling the weight of Simpson. He's down for the count. You see Simpson was under pressure initially from Cousins, worked well to get away from there, and the outstretched hand making contact with Plummer. Earns himself a free kick. Here is Clark. He's been quite ineffective so far, Steve Clark. In a lot of the games we've seen, he needs to raise his level of performance beyond at number 27. They've lost their most potent person up front, their most energetic person up front in the likes of Ronaldo Cephas. Getting an ankle injury, out for this game. Not sure how long he'll be out for this season. But it's a big loss for Arnett Gardens, especially if you're looking to garner points. Here's a free kick into the box. It's a good one from Clark. Well cleared. Here's Arnett Gardens again. Inside, looking for Simpson across the box, and Clark was sliding in. And just unable, a little bit late Clark, a little bit too much pace on the ball. And probably the most dangerous situation Vere United have faced so far this afternoon. An excellent turn here by Simpson. And then the ball across the box. And that was lovely by Rashid Kelson. Good ball played across the box, and Clark was late. Collided in the upright as well. Good to see that he's okay. Just an eye-opener for Vere United that they need to keep their concentration at the back as Arnett Gardens continue to come forward. Over 60%, nothing to show. And that's been the story of it for them. Misplaced passes and a lack of imagination. Here come Vere. They like to pounce on the counter. Skill to get inside, broken up here. Simpson brings away the ball. Inside to Segri. Segri across to Clark. Clark has come a lot deeper in the second half. Here he is. Need to keep the intensity high, the pace high. Here is Clark. It's a good attempt, but it will be easy for Kadeem Davis. At least a little more energy in attack from the team in red and black. That's a poor pass. Was looking for Segri, didn't find him. Javier Brown. Brown again, looking to make life difficult. Nice spread of the possession. It comes to O'Neill Anderson. They're showing too much of it to miss him. Oh, wow. Here is Segri. And he's just wide of the bar. Does have a talented left foot, Donovan Segri. We do remember him from his days at Jamaica College. Does have the ability to score from distance. This was poor by Messom. Not sure who he was trying to find. Set it up well, Messom, and good pace behind it, but just skewed it a bit. And Kadeem Davis watched it go wide. Again, the better of the second half so far to Arnett Gardens. And this man, Esmond Simpson, has been in the mix so far. Took that down well. Whistle on the play. Arnett Gardens has 1 win from 5 matches. They have a draw and 3 defeats to go with that. Haven't kept a clean sheet all season. And just 3 goals scored, 7 against. And they lie in 10th position with 4 points. That's never going to find Clark. Here is Missum. That was a poor challenge. I'm a little bit surprised that Odette Hamilton is not going to have a word with O'Neill Anderson. That was a dangerous 2-footed tackle there by the Arnett left back. And that has run out of play by Kelson. And we're going to see the first changes for Arnett Gardens. Hardly Barnes. Seems like he'll be one of the players to come off. We're waiting to see. Shadane Lopez makes his way onto the park. Yep, Rashid Kelson is off. Shadane Lopez on. That's one of the changes. Here is Clark. Looking for Deacon. Deacon across the box. He's the second player who's been brought on. Damari Deacon. There he is. And he replaces Harley Barnes, who had made his way off the field. Both been quite ineffective so far. That will be a corner for Arnett Gardens. Came off the back of the Vere United defense. We're in the 59th minute. Arnett Gardens, must say, they have been a lot more positive here in the second half. Here it was. It actually came off the head of Alton Lewis, the left back. Very good delivery into the box from O'Shane Roberts. Comes wide to Clark. He's been quite in the middle of a lot of things in the second half. That ball had to do a lot of work to get to a teammate. Didn't find him. Simpson. Inside to Martin. Martin across to Ezra and Simpson. Inside. Nice ball through the middle. Out wide now to Clark. Clark has some room. Cuts in on the right-hand side. And that was ambitious from Clark, to say the least. And that will be a foul as well. Oh, wow. And it's a yellow card for Terence Salmon. Not so sure. I'm not so sure that that face actually went to the arm of Clark. And I'm not sure that it was intentional by someone. Needless to say, he has a yellow card to show for it. Didn't really see a right arm raised by someone, even if it did make contact. It could have been just through momentum. Clark is fine, and Arnett Gardens have a free kick in a dangerous position. Can they find the equalizer? It is O'Shane Roberts and Romeo Guthrie behind it, the captain. This must be some 20-25 yards out. Change for Vere United. Anjay Gale is on. They started the last game, Anjay Gale. I'm not sure who is off yet, but we'll find out soon. Here's a free kick, 26 yards out. It looks as if it's going to be Roberts. It is Roberts. On target, well held by Davis. Just slightly to his left, a little bit too central, and it was reasonably comfortable for Kadeem Davis, who has a smile to go with it. Yeah, just bending a little too early. And it was comfortable. Good pace behind it, on target and comfortable. Like to go on the counter Vere United, and as he collected, it was a quick release down the field and quite a way down as well. They're earning a throw deep in the half of Arnett Gardens. Gregory Cousins, the player, removed. And there is Anjay Gale. So one Marcus Garvey player replacing the Garvey Macia, sorry, replacing the other. Yep. Gregory Cousins and Anjay Gale. Quite an influential player, Anjay Gale, in his school days. Nice ball put in the box, an opportunity for Clark, and missed it completely. And that's been the problem for Arnett Gardens so far this season, just not able to, one, create chances and then take them when they get them. And that was a bad miss by Steve Clark. Had to have gotten some of the right boot onto that. Excellent ball put into the box by Lopez. Shadane Lopez. Shadane Lopez, who was a part of the strong Jamaica college unit a couple of seasons ago. Good to see so many of these young players transition into the top flight of football in Jamaica and having an impact as well. Shadane Lopez, he used to coming off the bench. He did a lot of substitute appearances when in at Jamaica College as well. There he is. Can he make a difference for Alex Thomas and this Arnett Gardens team? They need a goal, at least. That's Lopez again. Plays it to Simpson, now to Anderson. Unitas Donovan Sigree. Clark asking a lot there of Deacon. Deacon can earn his team a throw. What a chance it was for Clark a few moments ago. Here he is again. Not a bad ball put into the box, well defended. They're a very well organized defensive unit, Vere United. Another ball put in, it's not bad. Touchdown well. And Simpson was looking to get into the mix. Again, crowded out by the Vere United defense. And this is where they're dangerous, on the counter. Anjay Gale unable to get away. Arnett will continue to come forward. Can they find their fourth goal of the season? 4 points from 5 matches. They sit in 10th in the Premier League standings. Another ball being put in by Clark. Not a bad one, and there's a whistle on the play. A foul committed on Alton Lewis. Alex Thomas now on his feet. I think he recognizes that the momentum is somewhat with his team Arnett Gardens, and they just need to continue putting players together, trying to make inroads into the defense of Vere United. Vere currently sit in pole position of the Jamaica Premier League, and we're in match day 7 of 10. A yellow card for Demar Deacon just coming onto the field. He's clearly not pleased with the call. Booted deep downfield by Davis. In case you're just joining us, we're at the Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence at the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica. It's match day 7 of the Jamaica Premier League 2021. Twin parish of Kingston and St Andrew. Vere United are leading by a goal to nil. They've kept 3 clean sheets so far this season. Vere, could this be their 4th? They have a corner. Not bad, punched by Shaquan Davis. A good schoolboy career, Shaquan Davis at Hydel. Certainly was one of the standout keepers in the high school league during his time. There he is, Shaquan Davis. Right now, he's in a struggling Arnett Gardens defense line. We've conceded 8 goals so far this season and can't seem to score at the other end. Here they are. Deacon looking for Lopez. Bright yellow boots, can't be missed. Good skill by Lopez. Inside to Guthrie. Guthrie on the right hand side of the box is looking to force a shot. Well broken up. And Vere on the counter. I don't think he'll have much success with that. That was Plummer. He needs to be careful. Kicking away the ball like that could earn him a yellow card. Referee Hamilton has a word with him. Agree. Clark looking for Lopez, finds him. Good movement of the ball by Arnett Gardens. Now again, Lopez again, brought off the bench, has made a difference. Nice ball put into the box, and that's well defended at the back post by Salmon. Got a knock for his trouble, but that was a very good ball put in the box. Predominantly a left footer, Shadane Lopez, but certainly a very nice ball put in with the right foot on that occasion. And collision, sure it was. Nice ball put in the box. He was looking for Anderson at the back post. Anderson jumping and looked like he ended up on the back of Salmon. That could very well have been a foul as well. Not sure what the final call was. And Salmon is down. Trevon Salmon is in the right back position for Vere United. Vere looking for their 4th victory of the season. They have 2 draws and just the 1 loss, which came in the last round against Double Holden. 9 goals so far this season and just 5 against, as we see the confirmation of the score. As you see there, Arnett Gardens founded in 1977, and they won the competition in their first year, 1977-78, their first season in the top flight. 5 titles to their name. First, as I said, came in 1978, 2001, 2002, back-to-back, and then 2015 and 2017. Located in West Kingston, Jamaica, Arnett Gardens. Ball put into the box. Dealt with well by Kadeem Davis. He was heading towards the back post. Through to Arnett Gardens. They trail here by a goal to nil. Not a lot late off his line. Shaquan Davis gets there in time. Arnett tried to move the ball forward again. They have 28 minutes to do so. They're in need of a goal. Here is Simpson. Roberts playing it forward to Lopez. Throw in, back to Simpson. Simpson a bit casual on the ball. Is bailed out by Shadane Lopez. Here is Earl Simpson, player to watch for today. Inside to his captain, Guthrie. Wide to Lopez. Lopez inside to Roberts. Roberts looking for Deacon. Deacon tried to be a little bit too fancy. Gives up possession. It's booted out. Possession retained by Simpson. Back to goalkeeper Davis. Still not the kind of pace going forward that you'd like to see from Arnett Gardens so as to pull this tight Vere United defence apart. And themselves, Arnett Gardens, do have the reputation of conceding late in games, especially after minute 60. So they need to be aware of that. The only thing that works in their favour in this occasion is that Vere United like to sit back. So they might not be able to exploit Arnett Gardens' push. Another change being made. Messam is off. And it will be Javel Ellis to come on. There's a confirmation of the change. Not the brightest game for Ricardo Messam, and did pick up a knock to the right ankle. That might have quickened the change as well. Here is Arnett Gardens. That's a strike from outside the box. No trouble. That came from Deacon. Javier Brown is down. Does have some strap into that left wrist. Not sure what would have happened there. Will be okay. In case you're wondering, the goal for Vere United came in the 22nd minute from Ricardo Dennis. A clear header from a corner. And he's given that man the lead. Looking to record his 4th victory of the season from 7 games. What a return to the Premier League it would be for Vere United, formerly known as Jamalco FC. That was Plummer looking to go forward. Ran out of room. Was looking for the corner, but it wasn't going to be. It will be a goal kick for Arnett Gardens. Finally trying to move with some urgency, and they need to do so, or this will be their 4th loss of the season. It's been a struggle so far for Alex Thomas this season. Far from the glory days of Jerome Waite. Their last title in 2017 came under his tutelage. Jerome Waite won so many titles with Arnett Gardens and Charlie Smith at the high school level as well. And just in that transitionary period, Arnett Gardens, it's been a rough last couple of years for them. What a story this would be if in the next 3 rounds of matches, Donovan Ducky is still at the top of the table after only being in the job for 2 months. Here is Arnett Gardens looking to come forward. The ball is with Anderson on the left-hand flank. Good ball put into the box. But again, the coverage is excellent from Vere United. And there's again another player down. Odette Hamilton stops the play. 2 players are actually down at the moment. That's Plummer. Well, 3 players. Anderson is down as well for Arnett Gardens. O'Neill Anderson. Ramon Plummer is down. I'm not sure who the third player is. We're waiting to see. It looks as though it's Trevon Salmon again. We've seen quite a few players down in this game so far. Coach Duki is not happy that his that his players are down. He thinks they must get up and get on with the game, or be substituted. Likes his players to be tough. Donovan Duki does play a very militant style of football, very defensive, organized at the back. Likes to win games from the few opportunities he gets, plays on the counter well. It's worked so far in this game. As we see confirmation of the 1-0 lead for Vere United, their 9th goal of the season. And what would be a 4th clean sheet if they complete this scoreline. Arnett Gardens still unable to keep a clean sheet all season. And this would be their 4th defeat in 6 matches. Their only win came against Humble Lion by 2-1 in what was a bottom of the table clash. And there will be a substitution. It will be O'Neill Anderson. So obviously he hasn't recovered from that knock. He's off. And Janoy Cunningham is on. He has scored one of the 3 goals for Arnett Gardens so far this season. And here is Vere. Not the best of balls. Here's Deacon on the left-hand side. Dribbling well, but that's asking a lot of Cunningham, who's just come onto the field. And that's well shielded. Out of play. And it will be a goal kick. There's a confirmation. Cunningham on. Scored the 2 goals. Scored one of the 2, I should say, in the 2-1 victory against Humble Lion. The other was scored by Ronaldo Cephas, who is not here. Injured. Out injured. And injured to the right ankle. And what a big loss that was for that man, Alex Thomas. Former national player, brother of Shavar Thomas. Both in the coaching circles. Alex recently the head coach at Woolmer's Boys School in Kingston as well. One of the top high school footballing schools in Jamaica. Here is Cunningham looking to go forward. There's a whistle on the play from Odette Hamilton. And Arnett Gardens will have a free kick. Maybe about 5 yards or so outside the box, or 3 yards outside the box. Fall on a play by Kenroy Lumsden. Lumsden has had a good game. The Vere number 3. He's marshaled that defense line very well with his captain, Ricardo Campbell. Here is Guthrie. Good ball towards the back post. And that is another head collision, and that does not look good there. That is a crunching challenge. Wow. 2 players are down. And that was a solid blow. Here it is. Ooh. Was it Clark at the back post for Arnett Gardens? No, it was Ezran Simpson and Javier Brown. Simpson and Brown. Ezran Simpson and Javier Brown. That was a nasty collision. and immediately referee Odette Hamilton called to the sidelines for help. We've not seen anything from Simpson, and we do hope that both these players are okay. 1-0 still the scoreline, and the gauze is out. There's obviously been a cut, so there is some blood involved. There is coach Alex Thomas, a lot of work to do. His team has struggled so far this season. They're in 10th position of 11. Only Humble Lion below him, who he has beaten so far this season. Vere United lead by a goal to nil. Goal scored by Ricardo Dennis in the 22nd minute. And Donovan Duki there. Great job he's done so far this season. Came in just a week before the start of the season, and many felt that he was given a basket to carry water. No star players in his squad based on what persons would have said and analyzed, but what he's done with this team has been certainly remarkable in terms of his strategies and organization of the team, disciplined performances week in, week out. And because of that, they have gotten quite a few results. 3 victories in 6 matches, looking like they're heading towards their 4th in 7. And this is why they're ahead. Excellent corner put in. And where was the marking from Arnett Gardens? It was nowhere to be seen. And it was an, well, you'd say easy header, but it was put away well by Ricardo Dennis, his 2nd of the season, the 24-year-old. And his 11th in his Premier League career. And 5 minutes to go plus stoppages. I'm presuming there will be quite a bit of stoppages as well, based on the amount of infringes we've had and stoppages in play. But yeah, Ricardo Dennis, one of those players as well who has followed Donovan Duki around the island, was at Humble Lion, then went to Mount Pleasant as well, and he's now back with him at Vere United. And he's repaying the faith. No whistle on the play, but it comes now, certainly offside. That was the substitute, Javel Ellis. What can Arnett Gardens? Can they find an equalizer? Cunningham chases, but well, it should have been shielded out. It's probably going to be a corner. Yes, it is. Good work there, you would say, by Cunningham, forcing the issue, forcing a mistake from the Vere United defense. That should have been shielded out of play pretty easily. Can this be the goal that Arnett Gardens needs? He's well banded up, Ezra Simpson. It will be Steve Clark to put this into the area. Can he find the head of one of his teammates? Towards the back post, and that's going to be too deep. A little bit too deep from Clark. And that's unfortunate from Arnett Gardens' perspective, and he knows it. Needed to get that in and around the 6-yard area or close to the penalty spot, just to give his team a proper chance to penetrate that defense of Vere United, which is already a hard job as it is. Three minutes left. Ellis cuts in, and well, not sure what he was trying, scuffed it badly. Probably a little bit tired after that run, the substitute. And it goes out for a goal kick. They won't mind too much. They would like the ball to remain in that section, Vere United, because they have the 1-0 lead. So we're coming towards the end of match day 7 in the Jamaica Premier League. And if it stands as it is, we'll have a new leader at the end of 7 rounds. It will be Vere United. They have 14 points at the moment. They have overtaken Portmore United, who have 13. Can Arnett Gardens change the script? Here is Deacon. Well, that looks like a dive, and he'll be lucky if he's not booked as well. And as far as I remember, he's on a yellow card, so he needs to be careful. Damari Deacon. Got past the player well. I'm not sure why he needed to dive here. And would only have gotten an Oscar award for that dive. Handled the ball as well. Here he is. Actually, it looked like he had got past the player. I'm not sure why he didn't force himself into the box instead. That was very dramatic. And the right call from Adane Hamilton, who had a wry smile as well. The score remains 1-0 to Vere United. Looking for their 4th victory of the campaign in 7 matches. Here comes Arnett Gardens. Sigri across to Deacon. Deacon inside! Oh! Great move by Damari Deacon. Excellent skill to cut in on the right-hand side, and must be disappointed that he did not hit the target. Opened up his body so well. And he has provided so much energy since coming on to this Arnett Gardens unit. Great skill. Opened up his body beautifully and needed to find the top corner. That would have beaten Kadeem Davis in goal. Here was Sigri. Nice ball. Good movement by Arnett Gardens on that occasion. Attacking with a lot more pace. And Deacon, wow, did all the hard work. Needed to find that top corner. And that's been the story of Arnett Gardens so far this season. Oh, so close. Here is Vere. This is Neil. Neil, good ball across to Guthrie. Not to Guthrie, sorry. To Dennis, his opposite number. Scored once already, Ricardo Dennis, and you would think with that space that he would at least have put that shot on target. Should have. 6 minutes added on. Still a lot of time for Arnett Gardens, but they need the ball to do so. And Vere will try to wind down the clock. And that's what Davis is doing, just taking his time. What a disappointing season so far it's been for Arnett Gardens. Just 1 win in 6 matches. Only 3 goals. Vere United will make another change. Javier Brown will come off, and it will be Corton Wright to make his way on. Corton Wright, here he is, comes on for Javier Brown. Add some extra legs in the middle of the park to help with the workload and close out this game for Vere United. It's been a clinical performance thus far, a very disciplined performance in terms of how they've gone about their business defensively. Ian Hamilton not happy with the persons close to the sideline, and the medical staff that came on, she wants them off. Doesn't want any time wasting either, which he thinks is being employed by the Vere United team. There are 6 minutes of stoppages to be played. We have already completed almost 3 of them. Vere 1, Arnett 0. Is this man going to complete his 4th victory of the season? He will be at the top of the table if the result remains the same. Vere United have nothing in their trophy cabinet. Their only time in the Premier League was under Jamaica FC's name. 2016-17 they came last and they were relegated. What a return it has been for them. The team they are leading now is a 5-time JPL, Jamaica Premier League champion. In Arnett Gardens, 2008, 2001, 1998 I should say, 2001, 2002, 2015 and last in 2017 under coach Jerome Waite. No, they can't even think about being victorious in the season. They just need to get a victory. It's been very hard, only 1 in 5 matches. And they push again, 2 minutes to go. Ball played inside the box. Easy clearance again by Kenroy Lumsden. He's really been solid in the back for Vere United this afternoon, the tall central defender. Here is Deacon. Created a lovely opportunity for himself a short while ago. Ball is played inside the box. Here is Sigri, putting everybody forward. Here is Roberts. Roberts wide to Lopez. Lopez gets past one player, and again the coverage is excellent from a Vere United perspective. And this play is broken up again, and the ball is where they want Vere United in the opposite half. Here go Arnett. This might be their last opportunity. Here is Guthrie, the captain. Ball played inside. Martin wide to Roberts. This is Roberts, number 3. Inside to Sigri. Sigri to Earl Simpson. And that's not a good ball by Simpson. He was looking for his captain, Guthrie. And was the player to watch for Arnett Gardens this afternoon, Earl Simpson. And unfortunately, his team is sliding to a 4th defeat of the season. Just seconds to go, and everyone will be looking to Odette Hamilton's whistle. Throw downfield, headed back upfield by Deacon. It comes to Clark. Clark looking for Lopez. Well broken up again. Ezra Simpson. Inside looking for Clark. Clark going forward. And well, just wide by Deacon. He's really been a nuisance since coming on. Damari Deacon. And nearly finding the equalizer for Arnett Gardens. But it's been the story for Arnett Gardens so far this season. They've been oh so close and just not quite there. This should be it. And there it is. The whistle is sounded by Odette Hamilton, and that man, Ricardo Dennis, with the clinical header in the 22nd minute. He gains all 3 points for that man, his coach, Donovan Ducky. He's followed all over the island, and he has rewarded him with a top-of-the-table position. And Alex Thomas is left befuddled as to what really to do. Arnett Gardens suffers their 4th defeat in 5 matches, 4th defeat in 6 matches. And Captain Romeo Guthrie is crestfallen as well. It's been a struggle for the team in red, but for that man and the team in white and green, it's a top of the table position with 14 points. 7 games, 4 victories, 2 draws and 1 defeat. 9 goals, 4 and 5 against. 14 points, very united. Defeat Arnett Gardens by a goal to nil, and match day 7 finishes with them on top.